Hello, welcome to Castle Taisce. We are going to be entering here at the main gate and walking in facing, this is the well at the front gate. If you were to come in your carriage, you would go around the well and be dropped off here at the front door, and then the carriages would be taken off to a different area. Off to this way is an important part of the main story. Here, let me go back down. So you can look up here and you can see the skylight, this beautiful stained glass skylight that plays a part in the story that I'm currently working on for the 12 Realms. We're in the kitchen right now. The kitchen here is attached by a back stairwell up to the Great Hall, but then you can also come out through these doors into this main lower hallway below all the sleeping quarters and things. If you go back out to the front door where we came in, and turn around, this is the stairway up to the Great Hall. We'll turn up here and we'll come in. These tables normally aren't here. They're just here right now because they're a part of the story. There's a banquet happening, so I have those there. And normally up here at the front, there would also be another table for the banquet. And then looking down, here is the whole Great Hall. You can see the beautiful ceiling and the balcony where you can have musicians playing. And over here, we have a secret back stairway for the royalty to use to go to the royal bedchambers up on the 3rd floor. This is a spy hole, so the royalty can listen in on things that are happening in the Great Hall without being seen. See, you can't see them. Secret spy hole. I really love the ceiling. It turned out great. And then there's the fireplace at the end. Over here we have a balcony off of the Great Hall. Lots of fun. This is an area where you can go out and enjoy the scenery over the courtyard below. We'll go back over here. Now this stairway goes down to the kitchen and back out to the front, but we're going to go to another hallway that takes us to the 2nd floor of the living quarters. So this is all the rooms that are in the castle where guests can stay. So these are all guest rooms along here. There are different levels of quality. Of course, some of the rooms are nicer than others. Some have fireplaces, some do not. Some are all fireplace. Stay off the beds. All right, now here we go in here, another room, and then more rooms. Another, and another. Just really fancy rooms for guests to stay in. And down here is the kitchen again. That's that area. Up here leads us to the 3rd floor. And up on the 3rd floor, these are the royal bedchambers. And any special dignitary guests would stay up on this floor with them. So these are the royal rooms. We'll go back down here to the king's room, essentially. There's that spy hole that I showed you before. The stairs down into the Great Hall. And then back out here, we'll go ahead and walk around here and you can look and see, this room over here, it used to be like a servant's quarters for anyone who needed to serve the king and queen at the beginning, or right away, I should say. But it's not like that anymore now. It's just an extra guest room. And this hallway here, this is a servant's back hallway. So this one you wouldn't find any royalty or guests in, just the servants would use this particular hallway. It goes up to the servants' quarters. So this whole hallway is just all servants' rooms. Every one of these doorways leads into another servant's room, all the way down to the end. And in here is the last room up here, of course. So it's got a few extra beds in it. It's a slightly larger room. We'll come back down this hallway and then down this stairway. And then instead of going out here again onto the 3rd floor, we're going to go ahead and explore a couple other places. But you can see everything is well connected around this hallway. This stairway is in the original tower. So that corner tower. And then this hallway is the servants' hallway. And you can see these stairs go down to the 1st floor, and across is the kitchen there on the right. And there's that skylight again. So you can kind of see where you are. Here is a little storage room. And we'll come back over here You're probably wondering what all these stairs and doorways are for. We'll come back to that in a bit. We're going to go back up the servant stairs here in the back. All right, and around the corner here. Now, if you go that way, up goes to the servants' quarters, and then that goes back out to the 3rd floor. But we're going to take these stairs and go up another level. And on this level is this cool storage room that you have back access to for the servant stairs. But then there's also this main door out into the main tower that we're currently circling around. And we're going to go ahead and we'll go back out this door. And we'll take a little bit more look around here on the 3rd floor. You can see all the way down to the 1st floor. This corner here, this is the old main tower. The whole castle started right here, and then the rest of the castle was built up around this main square tower castle. Instead of like a big giant sprawling castle, it was one large tower that the family lived in, and then it just grew from there. We're going to go down these stairs so you can kind of see how everything's connected to this old tower. This spiral staircase goes up and down, and it goes way, way up. Here, 3rd floor again. We're going to keep going up. Yep, up, up, and away. And on this level, you can see that's that storage room that I showed you earlier. So this is the doorway up into the stairwell. And then you keep going, and then on this level, oh, more stairs. On this level, there is this room, this fancy little room here. I tried to have a fireplace in there, but it didn't work very well. So you come out here, and you have this tower walkway, so you can kind of look around and see if anyone is approaching your castle, and it's just a really nice balcony area off of that part. We're going to go up some more stairs. Here we go, up. Are you getting dizzy yet? All right, we're going to go in this door, and this is like a little jail. This is a prison cell where you might put, people that are a little bit more special. So that's that room right there. It used to just be a regular room in the castle, but as the castle grew, its use kind of changed. And this is the top of the original, what we'll call the original tower. And you can see all around the edge of it, and then we'll go back down. We're going to keep going down, down, down. Here we go. Oh, that's the storage room. We need to keep going. All right, here we are on the 3rd floor. Now from the 3rd floor, you can look out this window. You can see there's a balcony on the floor below. We're going to go down there next. The hallway back to the Great Hall, and then those are the guest rooms. Now outside of this living space hallway, here we're going to come out. We're going to check out this arrow slit, and then we're going to go ahead and walk back down this other hallway and out onto that balcony that I just pointed out. Over the main courtyard, you can see the entrance to the castle there on the left, and then over to the right is the entrance into the Great Hall area. This is another spiral staircase, because I love spiral staircases, so they're all over in this castle. This takes you up here onto the skirt wall. The skirt wall goes all the way around at this level, so you can walk around the entire outside edge of the castle at this level. It goes that way quite a ways, and there's something down there that we'll have to look at too. It's kind of a cool little, another direction you can go. But here's the top of this tower that overlooks part of the castle grounds. And we'll keep going back down. Let's go ahead and go down here and check out this little doodad that's sticking out on the skirt wall. Ah, stairs down. They go down, down, and then you can go down again. Or you can come around here, and here's another arrow slit, so for castle protection. And then on the other side, though, this is an open walkway that anyone would be able to use, so your guests could walk around and just enjoy it, kind of like a little promenade. And this goes all the way down to the other end to another section that you can go down some stairs, or you can go up the stairs to the other castle turret that's on the other end. And down here, we've come down to the bottom floor. Behind this stairway is that funny little hallway that you saw earlier across from the kitchen. And we're probably wondering what all that was for, because back there, over there, yep, that's the servant stairs. And then through here is where we just came from. That's down to the dungeon. Ooh. And then that is this direction over here takes you to the barracks for all of the soldiers. This is where they would stay. And then, of course, they have easy access to the to the skirt wall, to the turrets. From there, there's the spiral staircase that's close by, stairs out here to the very front. There's the balcony that we were on just a minute ago. And then this is one of the front towers at the front door. We're going to go ahead and go up these stairs. You'll see I have a lot of arrow slits facing different directions. Some storage area, where supplies and things can go there for weaponry and whatnot. And then this keeps going up all the way to the top of the tower. And then here's that skirt wall again, and you could walk around the whole thing, like I said before, around the whole castle. This overlooks the front door, so you can look out and down. Now, this view is not actually what Castle Taisce would look like. It's not on an ocean. It's next to mountains, and there are many hills, and there's a river in the distance and stuff, and a little town outside of the castle area, a little village. But I just built this in a spot in the Minecraft world that I was in that had a good space to work from, and that's why I ended up by the water. We'll go back down here, and I want to show you this cool little feature. This is called a murder hole. Castles were known for having these in medieval times. This is basically where you could dump hot oil or fire, coals, arrows, of anyone trying to invade through the front door of your castle. Kind of a cool little feature, though. And so a lot of real castles had those. All right, you can see both front and back in that area. We're going to go down these stairs and out the front here. Now we are in the front courtyard again. And you can walk in the front door there. And then looking up here, you have the Great Hall up there. And below the Great Hall, I actually ended up putting the stables. Normally in my castle, I wouldn't really have that there, although I will say that there are many real world castles that do have stables on the bottom floor. That is not uncommon at all. And then over here we have the blacksmith. I could not remember for the life of me what it was called, so when I was doing the video and I had my original sound on here, my daughter was whispering it to me in the background. It was pretty funny. Anyway, so that's the blacksmith area, and then the stables are across the way. This is just an extra outbuilding. I haven't really assigned it to anything yet. I was thinking maybe a blacksmith house or something else, maybe some other business that's inside of the castle grounds. And I like these little extra areas behind the little alleyway, just random spots, because I figure, castles will tend to have those. This is the chapel. This is a feature in the castle because there's a part of the story that takes place in the chapel that's kind of important. And I really wanted to have the chapel displayed in this castle that I designed. And this hallway is inside the skirt wall on the base, and you can walk around just portions of it, but there are stairs, spiral staircases in both the turrets at either end. And then this was an original door that I put in, but I decided that I wanted the front of the castle to be on the other side. But instead of removing these towers and these doorways, I just decided to leave it. Sometimes castles do have more than one entrance. So I figured it was fine to leave it for now. We could always change it up later, though. There is the Great Hall behind these trees. That's the balcony on the side of the Great Hall. And then over here, you can see these windows along here. That's that promenade that I was telling you about earlier. There's the little garden you could see from it. Let's go up these stairs and kind of look at what's up here on this other level. Here's that promenade. More arrow slits. I already showed you this arrow slit because we were right there on that stairwell. Let's go back down the hallway over there. There's that garden again. There's another murder hole because this was the original door and I ended up changing it. Oh, it's going to save. It'll just take a second. All right, and we're back. Now, these windows kind of end here, or these openings on this promenade end here, because when we put the chapel in, of course, that had to end right there because otherwise it would just look into a weird crack. This hallway has more arrow slits for more castle protection and another little storage area. above the blacksmith shop. And then I'm going to walk up here on top of the roof of the blacksmith shop. You can see across to the great hall and the balcony and the stable. There's that outbuilding. Let's go back in, and we're going to take another stairway down, and we're going to come out next to the blacksmith shop, which is going to be there on the left. There it is. And then very cool here on the outside of the building in the courtyard, there's the stairway up to the skirt wall in case you need quick access to gather troops to protect your castle from up above. And here's the other side of the skirt wall that we hadn't really looked at yet. The other castle tower goes all the way up here. You can get up here and look around at everything, and got a nice covered area, so if it's raining, you won't get wet. All right, we'll keep going around the skirt wall a little bit here. You can see there's the great hall, and then there's the hall that has all the sleeping quarters and rooms in it right there, and the old tower behind it. And then this goes straight across. The skirt wall keeps going. And we've already been over here. This is the stairway that goes down. And we can keep going down, or we can stay on this level. If we keep going down, though, we can come around here. We're gonna go back down here, and we're gonna go to the dungeon. Now, the dungeon's kind of an addition that wasn't necessarily needed. It's beds for soldiers. It doesn't necessarily play into the story, but I just wanted to have a dungeon, so I built a dungeon. It's got lots of interesting little cells and rooms. That one's for the really bad ones. And then there's just these regular cells, and then I have ventilation shafts outside of these rooms so that they get some fresh air down there. I just couldn't leave them without fresh air. This is a secret entrance. Shh, don't tell anybody. Secret ventilation shaft. And then there's one other part of the dungeon that I just had to add because I just found it really necessary. Not really, it's not necessary. An oubliette. So oubliette, basically, it's a French word. It basically means to forget or forgotten. So anyone that you don't want to remember or that you want to leave behind, you would put them down there in your oubliette. It's a prison cell. And actually, it's funny because when we went to Ireland and we looked at some of the castles, there was this one particular castle that its dungeon was literally like an oubliette right off of the Great Hall. It was this dark, dank hole that they would have just stuck people in that they would lower them into. So you'd go down these stairs right off the Great Hall, and then they would just drop them into this hole, and it was so dark. It was creepy. It was very interesting to see, though. We'll go back up the servant stairs, and we're going to come out the servant door right here onto the 3rd floor. There's that skylight again, so you can kind of get an idea of where you are. And straight down are the 3 floors and the opening in the center, so you can see all the way down to the 1st floor through there. And then this is like the prince's room, and there's a lot of different rooms in the castle, kind of squeezed in different places, and I think it works out really well. A lot of times, older castles, you wouldn't have hallways or anything like that. Most of the time, you would just enter in one room and leave out another room. But I really wanted to have like these wide open hallways and things in my design. And there you have it. This is the Great Hall. And this is pretty much the whole video. I am going to go ahead and show you the outside of the castle. I did forget to record it with this particular video, so it's a second video attached to this one. So just stick around here for a second and we'll see the outside. So this is like the whole view of the outside of the castle, and it just keeps going and going and going. And you can see where I added dirt underneath of it, where I built it out beyond where the land actually was. And then there's some spots where I didn't end up getting any dirt underneath of it, so it's kind of floating. But this is the original tower there that you see, the tallest part. That would be the original tower castle. And then everything else around it was slowly added on from there. And it grew up from there. And then outside of the castle, in the realm of Taisce, there is actually a village that's close by. The castle itself is kind of built up on a rise, so there's hills all around it. And there's foothills, and then off to the north are the Darklands, and there's a mountain range up there as well, like big mountains. And there's a river to the south that plays a pretty important role in the stories, more than one of the stories, actually. So it was really fun for me to go ahead and think about this and design it and just spend time hanging out in Minecraft. Um, so I hope that you've enjoyed seeing this gigantic castle. And if you have any questions or you would like to suggest something to be added to it, I still have it. So feel free to make suggestions or leave comments. I would love to hear your thoughts.